All right, people, the Birds of Prey social media review or reaction embargo has lifted, and people are saying a lot. Now, before we begin, most of these reviews are really positive, which would seem good, but I've been down this road before. Like, movies these days almost always seem to have positive social media reactions from critics, but then when the full reviews come out, a lot of these people who said before that they thought the movie was great don't really seem to like it that much. So, can we trust these? I don't know. They seem pretty heartfelt, most of them to me, but we shall see. But anyways, let's get into them. Here's one from Germain Lucier. Birds of Prey is solid. The unpredictable structure keeps the first half moving and the action boosts the rest. Robbie is excellent, as is McGregor. Margot Robbie plays Harley Quinn, Ewan McGregor, Black Mask. It's tamer than expected, and the basic story can get lost in the complex setups, but it works more often than not. Nathaniel Braille. Birds of Prey is a thrill ride, filled with two terrifying villains in Black Mask and Victor Zsasz. Fans worried about Harley taking the shine have nothing to worry about. This is very much a Birds of Prey movie with Harley Quinn, Black Canary, and Huntress are awesome. I like hearing that. I hope that's true. Harley's great, but I do want Black Canary and Huntress to get screen time and really stand out because those are awesome characters. I know they're not as big as Poison Ivy and Catwoman or Wonder Woman, but they're cool female superheroes who deserve to have their time to shine on screen and reach a whole new audience of people who don't know how awesome they are because they don't read the comics. Now, one of the bad reviews came from Grace Randolph, who didn't have a lot of good things to say about it. Or at least it seemed like she didn't, but then she kind of tries to clarify her statements. Birds of Prey is a stunning show of loyalty to David Ayer, who directed Suicide Squad, the first one where Margot Robbie first appeared as Harley Quinn. That movie made a lot of money, but got terrible reviews, right? But he reinvented a lot of characters' looks, a lot of DC villains in modern urban ways. So I think that might be what she's referring to. A true sequel to his Suicide Squad, both the good and the bad. But no Jared Leto. Margot Robbie will either redeem the man, David Ayer, who made her Harley Quinn, or go down with him. We will see. And then she follows up with some stuff. Let me add, it's extremely pro-feminist. A DCEU's Charlie's Angels, which I prefer to this. I think she's basically saying she liked Charlie's Angels more than Birds of Prey. Ooh, that's not good. Because Charlie's Angels didn't make any money. That got a good RT score, so suspect this will too. That's good. We want Birds of Prey to have a good RT score. That's media. But true DC fans, when you see what happens to Black Mask, no real LGBT representation, I'm curious indeed. Oh, so apparently Warner Brothers chickened out on making Black Mask gay or bi? That doesn't surprise me. I think Hollywood is afraid to have, major gay characters in movies still, mainstream movies. That I think will change eventually, but they're not there yet. Finally, with all this praise in quotation marks, David Ayer and Jared Leto should be really upset, as Kathy Yon and Ewan McGregor did the exact same stuff. Basically, she's saying David Ayer and Jared Leto did this first, and Kathy Yon and Ewan McGregor aren't doing anything new. Note, I always get Leto was treated unfairly. He had some good instincts, and fans really sparked to his choices. Then she's defending herself, because I guess people were, giving her a hard time for saying the movie was bad. But let's go back to her tweets about the actual movie. I will say it's an improvement on Suicide Squad, but it's not as good as, say, The Gentleman, another movie, which is very similar to as well, although I'm sure it will do better than that film at the box office. I wouldn't tell anyone to skip it, but it's not a must-see. All right, now let's go back to some of those other folks, like James Whitbrook. Birds of Prey is the best music video ever shot in Gotham City. Is that a compliment? Fun, kinetic, filled with incredible action. It doesn't have much to say, but it doesn't need to. It's too busy having a blast. Jill Pantozzi, or Pantozzi. I've seen her name before, but I'm never sure how to say her last name. Birds of Prey is a ridiculous and rad superhero film. The fight scenes are phenomenal and the villains are delicious. It shouldn't have taken this long to get the Birds of Prey on film, but it was a lot of fun. Laura Prudhomme. Birds of Prey is a riot, oozing with attitude in some of the most inventive, bone-crunching fight sequences in the superhero genre to date. I went in with low expectations and was pleasantly surprised by how much fun I had. It doesn't reinvent the wheel, but has style to spare. Clarissa Loughrey. Birds of Prey is so up my street it's ridiculous. Fashionable, weirdo ladies breaking men's shins and aggressively complimenting each other. Yes, please and thank you. Angie Hahn, Birds of Prey. Winning characters, above average action, and a killer soundtrack hampered by uneven tone and pacing. The girls at their best together, and they're not together enough. Mary Elizabeth Winstead's Huntress is the not-so-secret MVP. So we seem to have conflicting opinions on the quality of the action. But, it has action in it, which is good. I mean, it's a movie about a bunch of, martial arts people and, hand-to-hand combatants. I hope it has some action in it. Griffin Schiller. At times, the style can be a bit too abrasive, pacing a bit jolty, and it does feel like it's balancing two movies, Harley Quinn and the Birds of Prey. But as opposed to Suicide Squad, the story, characters, and themes are confidently carried through by Cathy Yan's terrific direction. And Chad Stahelski, who helps out with those action reshoots, right? Mike Rougeau. Just saw Birds of Prey and am happy to report that it's my favorite modern DC movie yet. Like Shazam, it carves its own path with totally unique aesthetic, action, and tone. Margot, Ewan, and all the rest are 100% fantabulous. Why aren't there more roller skate action scenes? Eric Francisco. Birds of Prey is killer. A slow start and awkward plotting doesn't stop the movie. And these characters, from soaring in the end, wildly violent, F-bombs out the wazoo, and the best bat fight scene since The Raid 2. And I think he means physical bat, not Batman. If Margot Robbie could control this part of the DCU, she should, my goodness. Because, Margot Robbie produced this film, or is one of the producers. I think it was her idea to even make this movie. Birds of Prey stands very high in the DCEU. This follows a modern take on Harley Quinn breaking the fourth wall, etc. But the jokes never get old, and director Cathy Yan successfully balances comedy, drama, and killer action. Chad Stahelski helped out with that action. Not trying to take away Cathy Yan. Cathy Yan did a lot of work. The cast owned their roles with style and leave you wanting more. Dorian Parks. Really enjoyed Birds of Prey. The action reminded me a lot of John Wick. The chemistry amongst the cast was great, and I would love to see more Black Canary and Huntress in the future. And we probably will see more of them if this movie's a hit. Brandon Davis. Let's see here. I think his bottom tweet is the one I saw first. Birds of Prey is a lot of fun and violent as hell. The birds are so entertaining and distinctly different from each other. Ewan McGregor is so sinister and often hilarious. The only fair comparison for Birds of Prey, if you want one, is Deadpool. They have a lot in common, especially their use of fourth wall breaking and R ratings. Harley Quinn and Deadpool are very similar characters in what the function they serve in their respective universes. Her for DC and him for Marvel. So I can see that. If Birds of Prey told me anything, it's that we need a whole lot more Canary and Huntress. Ooh, good. Ding, 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 ding. They are great, but there's a lot left on the bone. Jason Guracio. If you like your violence often in a lot of dirty language, you're going to love Birds of Prey. It feels very Deadpoolish in that way. But then add Chris Messina chewing every piece of scenery in sight. He plays Victor Zsasz, by the way, Chris Messina. Denise Salcido. Random thoughts I had while watching Birds of Prey. Wow, I need to learn some sort of combat skill. Also, I need to add more color and glitter to my wardrobe. Give Margot Robbie all the awards. Dang, they're gonna make tons of cash with Harley Quinn. Let's hope so. Eric Eisenberg. Birds of Prey isn't a Birds of Prey movie so much as it's a Harley Quinn movie featuring Birds of Prey, and that creates issues story-wise and in fleshing out characters. But it's a hell of a lot of fun. It's at its best when going full Harley vision, and Margot Robbie is clearly having a blast. Megan Camarena. The stunts on Birds of Prey were insane. I'm still in shock after just having seen it and can't wait to watch it again. It's quirky, action-packed, and so fun. Get your tickets ASAP in theaters February 7th. I think that's probably enough. I've gone through... Ooh, Scott Mendelson. Scott Mendelson spent so much time trashing DC movies in the past. Let's see what he says. Birds of Prey is delightfully unassuming and unconcerned with its place in a larger context. It's a bonkers, bananas crime comedy and a genuine party movie. Everyone is having a blast, but Mary Elizabeth Winstead plays Huntress like a supporting character from The Tick. Oh, interesting. It rocks. I don't know what that means. I know what The Tick is, but I don't know that. I haven't read much of The Tick. That was a comic book, right? But I watched the show. Courtney Howard. The old show. Birds of Prey is an absolute blast and undeniably fun live wire jolt of adrenaline. Delightfully devilish and deliriously wicked. This irreverent, rule-breaking riot delivers a contact high. Cafion is a genius. Robbie, Smollett, Winstead, Perez, and Basco are perfection. Eric Davis. Birds of Prey has terrific action, humor, and some of the more memorable characters we've seen in a DC movie. But the biggest highlight is Margot Robbie. She is fantabulous as Harley, while also proving that sometimes our most valued relationships are the ones we have with good food. Okay, that's all I'm going to say, because I think that's enough to get a gist. So, if you were to judge based on these social media reactions alone, it would seem as if these folks like this movie, most of them, except Grace Randolph. But as I've said earlier in this video, social media reactions are not always indicative of how a lot of critics actually feel about the movie. So we'll see what the actual, legit, full-fledged reviews are when they drop. I think Tuesday, February 4th is when the full review embargo drops. So that's when we'll be able to get a better picture of how people really feel, the critics, about Birds of Prey. But I'm leaning towards they liked it, but I don't want to feel too naive. So what do you think? Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please like it on YouTube and subscribe to the channel because I appreciate your viewership, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.